acid damage. Not encouraging. Continue your sweep.
Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and in this vid I'm gonna show you how to modify the EVA laser pistol that became available with the latest update, that being the Phalanx update. Now, I have to be straight with you guys. I really understand what they try to do here, but the execution is pathetic. We have to get a few things out of the way first and foremost. If you see to the bottom right here, to the bottom left, you can see that this specific gun has an infinite amount of ammunition, meaning you shoot the gun, it reverts back to 100, that being 100% of its capacity to shoot lasers. The problem is that each shot requires a small charge, meaning you have to lead your shots. Leading your shots means that your reticule has to follow the movement of the enemy, and then when the stars align, the bullet will travel, the beam being the bullet in this case, and it will hit the enemy and cause damage. The problem is that in the hectic scenarios that we're dealing with in Fireteam Elite, being successful with this method is very challenging. In the chaos of combat, you rarely have time to line up your shots, depending on snappy decision making and effective execution to be, well, successful. The gun has a deft secondary draw that keeps it from being effective. If you fire it 3 times in quick succession like you see here, it will overheat. You cannot bypass this. You cannot do anything about avoiding this overheat procedure. If it overheats, you have to wait until it reverts back to a usable state. Let's check the stats. The gun starts with an accuracy of 89 and stability of 92. It seems to have little damage fall-off, it's very efficient in that regard, causes a huge amount of damage per shot for a pistol, it's 504. The fire rate is 2.5 laser beams per second, well, the third being the overheat shot. The reload time, meaning reverting back to usable state, is 2.5 seconds, magazine capacity of 100%, of course, max ammo of 100% again, weak point damage of 250, which is very decent, and stun chance of 50%. As a tool to fall back to when your other gun is dry, it seems like a novel idea. The problem is that that other tool can be a Kramer 50 cal, can be a Type 95 pistol, can be a rapid responder, can be any of these other choices that you see here. So why would you waste one of your 2 slots to carry this thing around? Let's see if modding it and analyzing its perks will make it more viable. The first states plus 5% hit regeneration. The second, plus 5% charge time. The third, plus 5% hit regeneration. And the final, plus 5% charge time and weak point damage on kill for 5 seconds. This effect does not stack. Now all this makes the gun slightly more combat ready, increasing its chance of landing a more punishing weak point hit if you manage to land it. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing stated here about how the gun can, for example, fire 4 shots instead of 3, or avoid the whole charge up process in order to be able to fire instantly. On top of everything else, its battery component that used to be the magazine in every other weapon is a fixed, non-stat providing module that is just there to provide ammunition and does not improve anything or is customizable. It is as it is, and you'll have to deal with it. Muzzles. Boosted flash hider, effective range plus 40% weak point damage for 5 seconds on kill. This effect does not stack. This can work with this very, very well, but again, it's not anything huge. High velocity brake, plus 10% fire rate, plus 25% handling, and stumble chance. Muzzle brake, stability and range on hit. Vent brake, weak point damage and handling and stability on shot. This effect stacks 5 times and resets on reload. Reload being the overheat process. Precision brake, weak point damage and effective range. And ported compensator, fire rate and stability. Now, with the fire rate being what it is, and its stability being at 92, there's not much that can be done. For me, the best idea here is to use the boosted flash hider and just aim at their weak spots and follow up with secondary shots again at their weak spots to maximize this effect. At least in this way you will be able to deal some decent damage. For optics, of course you do not want anything that turns the gun into a scoped instrument, so we either go with green dot sight, weak point damage and effective range, hybrid optics, accuracy and zoom magnification, plus 10% damage and minus 10% fire rate while standing still. Red dot sight is your mid of the road, accuracy, weak point damage, effective range and zoom magnification, or the laser sight is accuracy and weak point damage, revealing enemies for 3 seconds on hit. For me the best idea is this. Go for the red dot. It is an overall balanced bonus to the gun's characteristics. It will help you with your accuracy, it will help you with your weak point damage, its effective range will increase slightly and the zoom magnification makes it that much more possible to land shots. Here for me is the best case scenario you can get out of this thing. I do not recommend you take this into anything other than a standard run to farm credits or script, or an intense run if you really wanna, let's say, depend on your other weapon, the other one that you will be using, or if you're trying to get the achievement that forces you not to use any ammo boxes. And I don't know guys, it's gonna be more of a handicap. You're better off just using 2 regular useful guns and using an ammo hoarder challenge card than going around with this pea shooter. It is not dependable, you cannot fire it more than 3 times before it just locks up. And if you're asking yourself if you're doing something wrong with it or if you're modding it wrong, first and foremost, I'm not a wizard. I'm doing pretty much what you would do in this case, and we have 2 out of 3 modification choices here. We don't even get a magazine choice, and there is nothing else to be done. You can just paint it pink and call it a day. So this is the N79 EVA Laser, standing for Extravehicular Activity. If you're wondering, I'm covering everything in Aliens Fireteam Elite, making at least 2 modding guides per day in addition to the rest of the gameplay. Make sure you check my L33 Pike vid and the recon build that goes with it. Also in the description there will be a in the making Discord address that you can visit. I'm trying to create an LFG group so people can find each other, group up and play and enjoy the game. Until next time, be well, stay frosty and always strive for perfection. Cheers.